Hi, I'm Nancy Ferris, personal coach and your everyday muse. We're sitting in the studio of Patricia Forbes, who is an artist, and you can tell that by these lovely papers and all kinds of colorful things happening in the background. So now I would like to introduce you to Patricia Forbes.
Hello. Hey,
Hello.
So here we are. Here I am with my wonderful blog, Muse. So what am I going to say here?
Well, you know, Pat, the first thing that I would like people to know is, I kind of remember when you came to me, you were wanting to write a blog. You felt it was really important to have a blog for your business. And you kind of came to me and said, but I'm not a writer. So how can I be a blog writer?
I felt it was important for me to write a blog for my business. And artists are doing this, and it's apparently it's a good thing. A good way to promote your art is through a blog. And I'm not a writer, and I really I'd make lists of topics. I just didn't know how I was going to pull this off. So I got this flash of inspiration, and I said, I need a muse. And there you were. So the way we've started working together is I will do a draft, and we have our appointment set, and so I email it to Nancy, and she reads it and responds to it, and she asks these intuitive questions like, what's really going on here? She notices if there's something missing, all kinds of really surprising, tough questions, but they're really tough love.
Really tough love. And I'll just add to that too. One of the things that I kind of see as my role as Patricia's blog muse, is that it's kind of my job to make sure that it's Pat's voice that's being heard through the blog, so that people aren't just hearing like lists of or just getting information from you, but it's actually your voice, your wonderful, whimsical, fun voice that's coming through in your writing.
So that is something that I had no idea I had a voice. So, so she kind of, when it's not there, she coaches me, muses me into finding it. And a funny thing happened at my critique group last month. I went in, and immediately somebody there said, Pat, your writing is so great. I just love your blogs. And I was just blown away because it's not my thing. And I didn't know anybody was reading it. And so, and it's really, sometimes before our appointment, I'll notice that I have some resistance, but it's always diffused easily because Nancy is so gentle. You're so gentle with the stuff that comes up around doing this blog. And I'll just mention there's all this technical stuff around it, which has been very frustrating for me. My blog actually just died. There was no blog one day because I pushed the wrong button. So I think we took a break for a week until I found my blog again. What else? But she's been really supportive in taking it beyond the blog. Like there's Twitter and there's Facebook and there's all this other stuff. So it's not just the blog. It's also a newsletter. So, I come with all these questions of, I need to let people know. Mm-hmm. So I need to let my mailing list know, small as it is. so we've really worked on that as to what goes in the newsletter and how people are not getting the same information twice. Just all these questions have come up because I feel like you're quite savvy in this internet world with the social media, and that's the big topic, but it feels very supportive, and I can feel confident that I'm not sending something stupid out.
Yet it is something that has your voice that goes out,
yes.
Too. So
Yes.
How has your experience overall of working with the Muse, how has that changed the way you feel about your blog and about working on your blog or sending out a newsletter or...
It's just made it fun. It's made it an enjoyable project because when I get stuck, I know I've got the support. And sometimes our conversations are not really even about the blog. It's about how I'm stuck, about something behind the blog or beside the blog, which is, that's very supportive. And it helps me to take this on with greater confidence. And I came with some ideas like, oh my gosh, if I start this blog, I've got to have it out every week or periodically, and I have to tell people how soon it's coming or how often it's coming. And I've really become way more relaxed about that. I feel like when I have something to say, to communicate, or if I have a show, a new project, then I do it when I feel inspired. So it's made that okay not to have to meet a particular schedule that some bloggers meet, like every day or every week.
So you've kind of allowed yourself to give yourself permission to do it when it works for you.
Exactly.
Or when you have something important to say.
Exactly.
What would you say to somebody who is thinking about hiring a muse?
I say, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if it's writing a blog or something, if it's kind of off your normal, what you normally do, if it's something new and different. I mean, I think it's good even if it's not, but because often you're coaching me on things that just have to do with my artwork or situations that have come up around that. So it's very broad, but I think definitely try it out. It's so worth it, really, to have a different opinion. And I kind of think of it as I have invited you to give me inspiration. That's a nice thing. You know, I like to live from inspiration and guidance, and so this is like, it's kind of set up and come on in and let me have it.
It's lovely.
Yes, that's what it feels like. It's kind of
like we're doing this dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's kind of, sometimes it just feels like, oh, she's asked me something and I just don't know the answer, but there's this invitation to me to open up to what you felt inspired to invite. So I'll just mention that we work by telephone, and Nancy records our conversations and she emails me the recording. Shortly after we complete our call, we email back and forth. We use Google Docs so that she can actually be editing what I'm writing.
Or I can watch you while you're editing, usually.
And it's fun. It's fun. So the technology really supports our doing this not face-to-face. In fact, I think it's a lot more efficient to work
I think
this
so
way.
Too. Yeah, I think so too. So I would like to, at this point, just thank Patricia Forbes, for so generously giving of your time and inviting me into your studio this afternoon. And I know that everyone listening to this conversation is going to be getting a lot of great insights from it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. And I would just like to invite you to visit my website, or my Muse website, at youreverydaymuse.com. And again, this is Nancy Ferris, personal coach and Your Everyday Muse.